Hiya. Hiya. My loves, if you've seen me speak before, you probably know what to expect. A little bit too loud, a little bit too TMI, some curse words, some colour, some frippery. I would have told you stories of crystal dildos intermingled with my journey of creating over $14 million while only working 10 hours a week. And I could have done all that so easily, and it would have been easy and effortless and my place of profound comfort. And instead, what happened is I prayed. God, Great Spirit, all that is, what would you have me say? What would you have me do? How would you have me see things for the highest light and good of all? I'm willing to see things from a new perspective. And the answer they gave me was not the easy and the effortless one. It was not the comfortable one. And I stand before you nervous and vulnerable, but trusting anyway. You see, before this colourful cursing version of Leonie, there was a different era of me. And if you followed my journey for long enough, you may know that I began teaching and making art and photographing women as goddesses, all under the name of Goddess Leonie. My work was often channeled and never about business or marketing or productivity. It was about the soul, about seeing the divine in ourselves and each other. God and the angels felt like they were only a moment away, and my voice was deeper and softer, and my energy was less fluorescent. And then I went through a dark night of the soul. After giving birth to my first child, we moved back to my tiny hometown. My parents promptly divorced, and my once close family of origin imploded. My daughter didn't sleep, and I struggled to hold it all together while becoming the main breadwinner of my little family. I developed a crippling postnatal depression that left me gasping and frozen, laying on the kitchen floor each night. I felt like God and the angels had abandoned me, and I was bereft and heartbroken. And so I turned to what did help. I dedicated myself to becoming a solid and grounded mum and crafting a gentle and loving family of my own. I clasped myself to what did work in the crisis times. I fastened myself to the practical and the tactical. I got medication, I got counselling, I told my story as best I could. I made money to look after my family. I moved all over Australia. I went through the hard and the mess, and I crafted something that I am deeply proud of. It was magic, and it was true, and it was beautiful, all in its own way. Yet when the angels answered my prayer on what they wanted me to talk about today, they answered with an uncomfortable answer. It's time for you to be still. It's time to let go of all of the to-dos and the task lists. It's time to remember who you are. It's time to remind yourself and each other of spirit. We have messages to share with you, with them, and it's time for you again to make an invocation, make a sermon, and lead with soul. Can I have a tissue box so I don't snot all over the mic? And so, with shaking hands and a tender heart, I offer you these messages from the angels as I hear them. I offer them up with love and trust and hope. May they be true for you. May they remind you, as they do for me. May they give you just what you need in this moment. The truth of it is the angels did not abandon you or me. They were just waiting again for the right moment to emerge. Dearest, today may you know, as always, that you are brave. You have said yes again and again. You have turned up, heart wide open, ready for change and transformation. You have shouted into the void, I am here, my time matters, and I will do what is needed. You have loved and you have tended to, you have forgiven, you have chosen yourself again and again. You have been an incarnate miracle, blessing the world with every step you take. You have taken the high road and you've taken the hard road. You have persevered when you have needed to. You've given up when it's right and the true thing to do. You have sweated and hoped and teared up and poured all of yourself into this great project of life. You are so brave. You have conjured up something from nothing. You have made good things with your heart and your hands. At the very end of all of this, you will look back and be nothing but bursting with pride for all you have done and all you are. You have placed your hand up for this mission. You said yes to this whole holy quest to leave what was known, to leave the ocean of God to become a droplet of water, a sole individual to experience all that can be experienced, all so that at day's end you would remember yourself as a speck of God once more, to understand all of this and each other even more deeply. You are magic and you are miracles and you are light. You are holiness and you are stardust and the crust of earth, all dancing together in the most human of constellations. Even when you question, a part of you knows deeply right down into the very marrow of you. Even when you falter, a part of you is beside you, gently kneeling down, mothering every single part of you that aches, soothing all that she touches. Even when you worry, a part of you laughs into the morning light. Even when your sorrow feels like a limitless well, a part of you is glad. Even when your humanity threatens to overtake you, the divine in you expands even larger. You are here, right where you are needed. The world and the angels are all celebrating. You are right where you're supposed to be. You are exactly who you are meant to be. Today and every day, we, the angels, stand in awe of all that you are. Today and every day, may you know that you need not need to be anything but what you are in order to succeed. Today and every day, may you know that you are enough. Today and every day, may you know that you have everything that you need inside of you. Today and every day, may you know that you have what it takes to make gold. You do not need to be more organised. You do not need to be more of a planner. You do not need to be more of an extrovert. You do not need to be more fashionable. You do not need to be thinner or fitter or younger. You do not need to be here, there, and everywhere. You do not need to go viral. You do not need to be anywhere or anything but what you are, just as you are, right now. We, the angels, gave you absolutely everything you need in order to succeed and shine. We gave you everything you need in order to be powerful and courageous and a world changer. Here is your fortitude. Here is your faith. Here is everything that you need to flourish. Every cell in your body was ordained to be here. Every microcosm of your being was designed to be exactly as it is. You are perfect, you are whole, and you are holy. Doubt can be vanquished when you hold it up to the light, ignore all the naysayers and the messages of diminishment. Our voices are louder, and they speak strong in your heart. You are perfect, you are whole, and you are holy just as you are. All we need is you, just as you are, your story, your voice, your gifts, your wisdom, splendid and broken and human and divine, all at once. All you need to do is offer it up to this world. Do not just offer it up once, though. This is not a one and done deal. This is a choice over and over to step up and share the song of your heart again and again for all who must hear it. A bird does not sing its song once in the forest and then declare its job done. A bird does not count how many listen, how many who like and subscribe. A bird doesn't give a fuck if it's a good singer or not. Just listen to the cockatoos. Nothing of that indicates their worthiness or their mission. Imagine how quiet and silent our world would be without each bird offering up their song, just as it is. They sing every day, no matter what, because no matter who listens. They matter because when they sing, they are spirit incarnate. When they sing, they are more of themselves than ever before. They sing because they were born to. And because when they do, they heal their own hearts first. We, the angels, can scarcely begin to tell you everything now, but most of all, we wish to tell you this. We, the angels, love you. You are beloved. We watch you as enthralled parents watch your newborn's feelings fleet across its face. Every step you take, every move you make, we watch on in awe and love and gratitude. It is a gift to get to love you. You have made us more proud than you can ever imagine. You are bigger than any problem that comes your way. You are bigger than any challenges that you confront. You are bigger than the monsters and the frustrations and the fears and the disappointments and the fallibilities. You are bigger than the mountains you need to traverse. You are bigger than the boulders that litter your path. You are bigger than that tiny voice that tells you that you are not. You are bigger than the tendency to stay small. You are bigger than your fear of being big. You are bigger than every trauma that has ever happened to you and ever will happen to you. You are bigger than any loss, any mistake. You are bigger than your greatest achievement, and you are bigger than your most momentous fuck up. You are bigger than all of this. Inside you is the wisdom of the ages, the love of the transcendence, the courage of a constellation of stars. Inside you is wide enough and deep enough to hold all of this and more with grace and ease and joy and love. Inside you is the Midas touch. You have what is needed to turn shit into compost, into fertile ground for that lotus to bloom. You have what is needed to take the grit and the gristle and conjure it into a gleaming pearl. You have what is needed to take what life gives you and transform it into something blessed and new and golden. You are bigger and wider than all of this, expansive enough to hold the whole world in your palm and in your heart. You are powerful enough to rise up and out, to heal and grow. And you can make miracles because you are one. Do not go it alone. You were not designed for that. No one is. You were designed to be loved up and enriched by the ones around you. You were designed to be surrounded by others birthing their own miracles too. If we all stayed in this room for the next year together, I promise you every single one of your dreams and visions will have come true by then. That is the power of surrounding yourself with other powerful souls. Sometimes a bird forgets its song. Other birds can sing it back to them to remind them once more. So surround yourself, dear one. Surround yourself with other humans who love you exactly as you are. Humans who are choosing to be their biggest, brightest, kindest versions of themselves. You need for it to be normal. Not everyone is called to be a healer, a creative, an entrepreneur, a carer, a transformer. Others are content for things to be exactly as they are. No changes needed. And that's perfect for that soul's journey, for this lifetime or for this moment. But some are called for more. We all are. And if you wish for the same, surround yourself with them. It does not happen to you by accident. You don't fall in friendship love without trying. You must put your own heart out there first. Be courageous, be loving, be awkward, be willing to make mistakes. You must cultivate the connections that you desire, and then you must cherish them. You are holy and you are splendid. We know this to be true. We want you to be surrounded by others just like you, so that you can be made more courageous by these shared dreams. Do not give up, because hope is just around that corner. You may ask us, what is a silver bullet? What's the one thing that will make all the difference? What's the secret to cultivate success? And it is here that we gather you in our arms and we whisper to you, there is none. And we laugh as we say this. We laugh into the light of all the yearning and all the wanting and all the hoping. We love that you ask this question, and we also wish for you to know. To ask us these questions is to ask us, what's the fastest way for me to become enlightened? What's one daily habit that will make me like Buddha? And it's not the sum. It's not the sum of one thing. It's the sum of all the things. To turn up every day and to serve with the best of your ability. And some days your best is taking huge strides, and some days, many days, your best is retreating to bed, to rest and to renew, to repair. Someday it's a mix between the two, and both are valid, and both of them are progress, and all of it is true. Ask us daily, what would you have me do? What's the next one right step? And then take it with faith and courage and with love and joy, because this project of life is a grand adventure, and every side adventure is a sacred quest too. Sometimes these side adventures may look like they have gotten you nowhere, but we promise you they have. Each quest promises and unearths a new treasure and cultivates a new part of you. Nothing is wasted. None of it is in vain, and all of it is golden. All of it is a win, and all of it is glorious. Keep tuning your compass to the light. Keep playing, keep exploring what lights you up. This is a great sign. What feels like everyday alchemy? Where do the coins rain for you? The answers will change, and this is good too. This is not a one and done process. This is a miraculous quest, and you are right where you need to be. You are not too late. There is no timeline for the greatest party and the greatest adventure of all. There is no one and done road to enlightenment or wealth. That is not what you signed up for. You signed up to explore all of this. How fucking fun and cool is that? Good things will come, and good things have already come, and we promise you this. Everything you touch will turn to gold and already has turned to gold. Give things time and do your best today. You are so beloved, and 1,000 angels are cheering you on. May you know as well that you do not need to be endlessly and effortlessly productive. Everything happens in cycles, and nowhere on earth is there an endless harvest. If you just picture this, the first seedlings cracking through cold earth, raising towards the sunlight. Nurtured by light and rain, they bloom new leaves and new buds begin to form. Soon the sun blazes and plants do what they were born to. They grow. Stalks lengthen, fruit and vegetables begin to form in perfect clusters of colour. The leaves turn, the plants offer up what they have grown. We harvest and there is abundance, and we store some for what is to come. A cool wind blows, the earth is barren and still and waiting. It is rest, it is fallow, until the moment a seed begins to bloom again. Just as it is with seasons and animals, as it is with us. We humans may wish to forget it, but we are mammals. We are not separate from the rest of all that is. We too have the miracles of summer. We too have the miracles of hibernation. Our inner fields are capable of producing great harvests. And so too must there be seasons where they sit fallow. Our bodies and our spirits, we follow those seasons too, not just within a year, but within the wax and the wane of a moon, within the daybreak, the twilight of a day, and our own inner cycle as well. We must honour our capacity for all of this and more, because you are the earth, the sun, the sky. Today and always, may you know, births take work. I know, we all wish for it to be true. We wish miracles could emerge effortlessly. We wish books could be dreamed into existence. We wish goals could be cultivated with a single touch. And yet here in this earthly plane, we live by different rules. Those things that we wish to birth take courage and sweat and faith and effort. All of this and more. It takes every ounce of you. Birth is the splitting of one body into two. Atoms break, cells separate, and of course, in that there is impact. Of course, this is felt. There may be moments that are crimson red with pain. There may be moments where you turn to the door ready to leave, convinced that you do not have what is inside you in order to do this. In the world of birthing babies, this is called transition. It's the precipice that you arrive upon and you make a decision. You cannot go through the door without leaving a part of you behind. You cannot go through the door without becoming another version of yourself. Yes, there is fear. Of course, there is fear. There is grief and there's loss. But most of all, there is this. There is love and there is courage. There is a bear inside you and there is a cub calling you. You birth a baby into the world. You birth a book, a program, a business, a dream, a creation. You conjure something from nothing. You are miracle maker incarnate. We, the angels, give you these dream seeds and hope and pray that you plant them and allow them to give birth. We, the angels, we cannot make the changes ourselves, and instead we ask all of you to do it for us. You are the ones that can birth miracles into this world. You are a miracle maker incarnate, and in this process you become something else. You become something more of yourself. Fierce and battle-worn and soaked in love and more velveteen rabbit than ever before. All of it counts, all of it. This world is built upon birth, new beings, new creations, each moment an astounding act of courage. You come from a long, unbroken line of brave ones. Birth is work, but it is the work that we are here for. The work that is needed for us to wish for anything new in this planet. The work that will heal and transform us all. In the moments where you are in pain, we wish you to know we hear you. We have heard your calls and your pleas for help. We have heard your sobs as you have felt so deeply and profoundly alone. We have watched on as you keened in the dark, confused and lost and unsure of what was next. We know how desolate you have been, how you have felt abandoned and bereft. We promise you, we have not left you. We promise you that you have not made the wrong turn. We promise you that you are not alone. If you could only see what we see. Sue, the angels are calling you. We just treat it as though God is calling us right in this moment. All around us. 1,000 angels cheering your name right in this moment. A stadium of spirits cheering you on. There is a vast cast of loved ones who wish for you to thrive. The seen and the unseen, your ancestors, your angels, your guides, your friends. Not even in your hardest moment have you ever faced it alone. Our hand always at your back, our wings have always wrapped around you. We have done what we could to make our presence known to you, but we know it can be hard for us when the feelings are so big. We promise you, though, we have never left and we will never leave you. How could we leave our most favourite creation? How could we leave our most beloved of souls, our most cherished of dear ones? How can we leave your beauty and your grace and your magic and your smile? You are one of us, and we hold you forever in our hearts. There are parts of the journey where you may not have felt us. Fear not, this was always chosen. How could a fish love the water if it was all it knew? Of course you would wish to experience the quality of alone, even if only to remember us and you more deeply by. We are always here and we have never left. Even when the waves grew big, we parted the weather and held our breaths until you were safely ashore. Even when the heavens shook with thunder, we wove together protection for you from the branches of young saplings. Even when the clouds have gathered, the sun of our love is always present and grows stronger by the day. Alone? Never. You could never, we could never. We are your ride or dies, your most beloved, your kindred from eternity and beyond. Even as you sob, you are right here, surrounded by our love as much as ever. We are your besties, your BFFs, your bays, your hype girls. We are your spiritual squadron, and your soul is safe with us. Your soul is safe with us. Next, you may ask us, how do I recover from all of the mistakes, all of the failures, and all of the disappointments? And to that we can scarcely answer, as the laughter has taken hold and overtaken us. What of them, we say? We hear you. To you they feel like your greatest shames. The irrefutable proof that you are not holy or worthy or ordained. You hold them as the evidence that you are indeed a fuck up instead of the dream that you so deeply desire. And still we say to you, what of them? You hold these mistakes and these disappointments so heavily. Let us take them. Let us take the weight of them. Let us throw them into the air and shower them like confetti. What of them? You must know that you are not alone in making them. Who among us does not have a vast number of mistakes? How on earth could we not have them? How else could we possibly learn? This is our first fucking time here. Your mistakes are not evidence of your unworthiness, your stupidity, or your misguidance. They are evidence of a life well lived, of new things tried, of exploration and experiments and playing and trials. They are the evidence that you are doing exactly what you were supposed to do all along. We cannot give you a life washed clean of missteps and trips. They do not exist, and if they do, they belong to those who have yet to take a single step on this planet. And we are there with those souls yet to take a single step, encouraging them to take that step, because there's so much life to live and so much beauty to see and so many vistas to behold and so many adventures to have and so much wisdom to glean. And you cannot have those things without the dead ends, without the shortcuts turned long cuts, the forks in the path retaken, the steps in the mud, and the falling on faces. None of these things point to your magnificence. Your willingness does. Your wide open heart, your adventurous spirit, your yearning to feel and see and create even more. My love, you have done magnificently. perfectly, not a step out of place, all of it ordained. Mistakes, you say? We call them your greatest achievements. If you could only see what we see, we could not be prouder. You may ask us, where do I find my confidence? How do I build my self-esteem? And we say to you, our most dearly beloved, look for the evidence. The evidence is immutable. You were born to be exactly who you are, not a freckle out of place, not a cell misaligned. Every mole on me is a kiss from God. And I feel devastated when they need to be removed because I have named every single one of them. And I make sure I tell my doctors their names when they get taken out. Like, you're taking Cheryl and Beryl and they're a beloved member of this sacred family. Treat them well. Treat them well. You are magnificent and you are holy. This is how you will remain for all of time, and there is not one thing that could change this. You may have heard stories, okay? Stories that said you weren't, that you need to be more, that somehow you need to hustle for your worthiness, that no matter what you do, it will not be enough. And we tell you this, they are just stories. They are the stories of misguided souls still finding their way back, stories that have permeated their way into culture and have been propagated by even more souls looking for love in all the wrong places. We understand these souls and we understand their anguish, and we will continue to remind them of their divinity until the blessed day when dawn awakens in their heart once more too. But you and me, we have no need for those stories, not you and I, not when we have irrefutable proof in our hands. We know we are worthy because we are. We know we are divine because we are born this way. We hold the light of the cosmos radiating through us, deeply saturated. We know of the zebras, how they do not second guess their stripes or their hearts. They do not spend their time hustling for worthiness, and instead they enjoy. They enjoy the sun upon their back, their lips upon grass, the nuzzle of their kindred. There is nowhere else they need to be, nothing else they need to be doing. They are magnificent, as are we. They have much to teach us, those animals. We must look to them to remember our true nature. And remember, we too are animals, much as we like to forget. You and I, we went on this great quest willingly. We chose to leave the ocean of God. We chose to become droplets of water so we could discover and rediscover individuation and the joy of discovering divinity again. We chose to forget so that we can remember again. And what a holy homecoming it is when we do remember. Us saturated with the ocean, deep in the desert, wondering where and who the fuck we are, when at last, we fall upon the shoreline once more. It is there, that holy quest. We have done it since time immemorial, all to know ourselves and each other all over again. The choice to feel it all, the exquisite beauty, the excruciating and brutal pain, and everything in between. In the morning, when you wake and take your first breath, there it is, rapture. Here you are, you made it to the ocean, and you are home. I thank the angels for the gift of these words. Thank you for spending these rare, precious moments with me. Thank you for allowing me to share my story, the pain and the beauty of my own heart, and to try something new and old even when my voice shakes. I'm so honoured that we spent this time together. If you feel like it, if you want to take a moment, if you want to place your hands on your heart and your chest or your stomach, and if there's anything from this that you would like to take with you, just breathe it in now. Whatever wisdom or insights that came to you, whatever feelings, whatever rememberings, breathing it in and allowing for it to become a part of yourselves. I promise you this, dear ones. When the waves of life overtake you, you will forget this moment in your mind. But still inside you, the cells know the way. And you're only a moment away from remembering once again. Rubbing your hands together and stretching back into the room. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It is an honour to know you and to love you. If you wish, I'm getting this professionally recorded by our beautiful Adam. And if you go to this URL, you can get it for free. You'll also get last year's workshop for free that had a lot more dildos and less angels. Both are sacred, both are worthy. And my illustrated notes from last year as well. I'm not doing illustrated notes this year because I'm trying to be more in the present moment. So thank you, thank you.